if the answer and the question are of the same substance? Why does she have to keep petitioning? And the answer is because she had not yet grown in consciousness to receive. You know, we'll formulate questions here, but be not quite ready to receive the fullness of the answer. And if we give up that question, we never get to the fullness of the answer. And we've all done that. We've all embarked on creating little avenues where we want to have an experience. And it got a little difficult. We realized that just putting on the uniform didn't make us a star. And then we wanted to take the uniform back and trade it in for something else. You know, instead of get the gear on and keep trying, keep working at it. Eventually, we will rise in consciousness to receive our answer. And that's what Jesus is saying. The minute the child questions, the child is now on the path to receiving. And we teach our children that, don't we? You want to learn to cook. Children want to learn to cook. They come into the kitchen. You don't leave them alone. You don't give them the keys to every cupboard. You walk them through, you teach them, and over time, they now have risen in consciousness to own the kitchen. Take a breath. Pray and ask. So, have a story. Ready? Are y'all following?
Yeah.
Is this really easy stuff that you do all the time?
No.
All right.
It is easy. We don't do it all the time.
All right. All right. Well, here's my reminder to you. Okay, so 7 years ago, it was in August 2003, I remember it well. We were moving, we were doing our first 5 Men production play. It was a great big week. It was huge. And Patrick and I were having dinner at some friends, and I was helping clear the outdoor table. And it was dusk, and I turned, and I launched. Their steps are the same color, they're not visible. So you know our subconscious mind, bless those eyes, they see everything. Well, they didn't see that step. So I flew, and I landed on my right knee. Full impact, 100% of my weight. And I hurt really badly. I started raking my knee, and Patrick was raking my knee, and it was the first time in my life I'd ever had the thought, I'm going to go to the hospital in just a second if I don't get this under control. And I was praying and raking and praying and raking. And it ebbed and subsided and got it through, hobbled through the move, hobbled through the play, hobbled. Took about a month, I think, for it to finally get where I could walk. But for the last 7 years, my right knee has been extremely vulnerable. I brace it sometimes to walk. It still hasn't fully healed. And it's over these years, of course, when I flew, my first thought was, what have I just done? Wait a minute, I'm doing good in the world. We're making this mammoth leap in consciousness. We're doing this great play. God, I'm serving you with all my heart and soul. What is going on? And that was my thought. And then over the healing process, my thought was, what have I done to create this? Oh my God, I need to heal it. What have I done? And over the 7 years, the thought would come into my mind, okay, what have I done? I don't know what I did. So anyway, I managed it. Anybody have any little irks that you manage? Any irksome relationships that you kind of just manage? So this Wednesday, my son was over and he was getting ready to detail my car. And he was going to pull it out. So I've got my beautiful little new platform sandals on. They're just so cute. And I'm feeling every bit of 16. I'm hopping around, getting stuff done, and I hop on 2 bags of mulch with my right foot, and I jump down to get out of the way of the car with my left foot, and my foot doesn't catch, and I wobble, and my thought is, my foot's not going to catch? And I crash right into the garage cement floor where my right knee. And it hurt. And I hit my head on the trash can. I mean, I flew. David said the only saving grace was it was kind of humorous. So I went immediately, I iced it, and what am I thinking? 7 years ago, what am I doing? The same thing. Am I not done with this? What am I doing? So I iced it for a few minutes, and the pain kind of went away, so I got up and went to my computer and started working. I hobbled around the house. Well, by the time Patrick got home, I had hobbled on it enough that it was really not doing well. So we iced it, and it hurt so bad. I'd really escalated my experience. That I was crying badly. I was howling, crying. And I know it's not possible for you to imagine this, but my spirit was not in my body. And he was raking, doing the best he could and praying and raking my knee. And he goes, "Do you want me to take you to the hospital?" And I said, "No, I want Reiki. That's the only thing that'll help me." "Oh, God, why did this happen?" And I feel myself, because it hurt so bad. I mean, pain is not fun. And it hurt so bad, I felt now crossing over is not that bad an option. You know? You're just at that teetering edge. You're going, you know? And Patrick, and I was breathing because it was excruciating. Just, is everybody with me on that? Anybody?
You feel the pain.
You feel the pain. So he's raking me and being so kind, and he said, "Cindy, you've got to breathe into the pain. You're breathing all over the house." And he said my energy was filling the room. It was just so scattered. He said, "You've got to breathe into the pain and send healing light to your knee." And I heard him, and I knew he was right. Because I'm looking at death, you know, as an option. So I said, "Okay, God, all right. I don't need to know what happened. I want to know how I can heal." And my thought shifted. He said, "I want to know how to heal." And I started to breathe, and he was raking me, and these two very tall angels came into the room and stood behind him. Very tall, they almost filled the room. And I just shut my eyes and just breathed. And the pain actually subsided within just about 2 to 3 minutes, and it never happened again. That was the end of my pain cycle. Now, I'm still not 100%. But I started thinking, you know, I have carried with me this question of the universe for 7 years. What did I do? What karma am I living with that I have hurt my knee? 7 years I've carried that question. And so I really got clear, and I'd shift that question, and I said, "Okay, God, what's my next step in healing it? What do I need to do to really not carry this with me anymore? It's not fun. It's not fun." And I just kept asking, and I keep going forward with my things. As Patrick brings me little aspirins, I take them. I take, you know, the Reiki. We're on the Reiki train. Anything that's coming to me, I'm taking as my next step to heal. I really am done looking back, and I want to look forward. So driving in, I had no answers. This is Wednesday. This is days later. I had no answers. I just want to look forward. As I'm driving in today, this is what they said. They said, "By the way, Cindy, the reason you keep having those experiences, you were stepping out before your intuition was fully settled, and it always caused you great pain. I was stepping out on my right foot before my left foot, my intuition, had settled in the ground. I would get divine guidance and think I knew what was going on, and before I got the fullness of it, I'd be making it so, number one, going out there in the world making it so, and I'd get in trouble and I'd cause myself pain." And they said, "That's the causal thought you've been dealing with. It's not your karma. It's not you've been bad. It's not that you hurt someone. It's you're not letting spirit give you enough guidance before you take that first step out into the world." To me, that was manna from heaven. To me, that has absolutely explained Cindy. Now, if I had been hammering on my knee, 7 years of hammering on why is this happening didn't give me that answer. Going forward gave me that answer. And you may not resonate with that. You might think, well, that's not my problem. It's not your problem. It's my problem. Getting a little bit of guidance and then rushing forward with it without getting all the details of the blueprint before I did. And I can own that. But do you see how I got there? By asking a question that took me into forward motion instead of a question that took me into seeking blame or cause or negative within me. We are divine children of God. Everything that you experience, you had a part in creating. Absolutely. Own that. I had a part in creating this. Why did I create it? Why did I create it? Where's your focus?